So if you look at here, OpenShift is using OC command. Will be useful to run, create, manage application with Docker or Kubernetes at backend. So the first scenario in this is we calculate as master node. Master node. This is we can call it as node 1, node 2. Then here we can call it as servicer registry node. Registry. So this combination, whatever the combination we have, this combination we can call it as OpenShift cluster. OpenShift cluster. So the cluster is nothing but combination of master node and other nodes. So your pods are available at node 1, node 2. Sometimes based on the master node availability, master node feature, you can also avail master node for providing pods, but it is not recommended in real time. Node 1 and node 2 are, you can have multiple nodes to provide your pods, but master node is going to only manage all these things here. Here you have Kubernetes master and node 1, node 2 having kubectl utilities, and which is going to communicate with the master node here. So both are having vice versa communication. Here it is going to communicate here. It is also communicate here. Okay. So then service node, based on the requirement, we use to communicate from here. Service node is going to provide Docker images, registry, like Docker registry, or we can have Git repository, whatever you have, everything provided here. This is we can call it as external resources to provide storage. This is to provide storage, storage storage for your Dockers or containers here, to provide storage as well as to provide Docker registry. All the images available in Docker registry. So Docker registry also available here. This is the infrastructure we will have for our lab, and we are going to learn how to use it. So any doubt at this level? So tomorrow we'll directly try to use our lab. Before that, let me show how to use our lab, and you can have PuTTY software at a home PC environment, or if you have Linux box, you can directly use SSH. Let me share this screen. This username and password also I will share it. So can you able see this one, PuTTY? Then I am connecting with the practice dot login to me. The port number is 2200. So I am changing appearance here for big font size here. So I change it to 16 points here. Then so you can see PuTTY session here. So in this I am using username. I think password I forget one. So wait, login failure. Okay. Now you can see the path. We can see this one. Now, if you look at the environment, we can also have vmctl status. You can see workstation is available, services, virtual machine is available, node 1, node 2, master node is available. See, all of you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, what you have to do, you have to start your missions, right? vmctl. No need to reset every day, but you can start the missions here directly. So I will reset once in a while to get fresh missions, but start your missions. Once if you start, if you check status all, you can find running. In this, we have to connect with the workstation. To connect with the workstation, we have to use a student at workstation. Wait for a second. It is going up here. If you have 16 GB minimum RAM, you can also prepare lab at home, but it is a little bit difficult to manage it initially. But yes, if you spend 1 or 2 days, you can also prepare. Student. See, to remote computer also you have to connect with student account. Again, to connect with foundation also you have to connect with the student account. Student password is student only for the workstation. So once if you connected with that, if you type history, if you find any lab information, see lab install prepare setup like that. If you find it, you don't need to run it. If you didn't find it, you have to run it. Lab install prepare setup. Then go to do280 Ansible and you can run install sh. So the sequence is 3. So lab setup will be there. Then second one is 4. Then fifth one is we can run with the 10 here. So I'm going to type history now. So once if you finish lab install prepare setup, if you go to do280 this one, you can check LL. Then you can find install.sh. So here you can find the playbooks only. Ansible playbooks only we'll have. If you run install.sh, it is going to install your uh, OpenShift packages in master node. Okay. So when you run it, it is going to install. It may take 16 minutes actually, but it is going to read information from Ansible configuration means it is going to use only the same way. So, but you can see all green and few you can find change like this. It will take 16 minutes to prepare your lab. Then once if your preparation completed, then you can simply use here. I'm going to stop here. So I'm using SSH root at master here. Once if you connected with the root master, if you use OC, who am I? What it is showing here? System and admin. You logged as admin account here. If you want to connect from here, from student account, if you type OC, who am I here, it is showing no information, right? We have to use OC login minus U. We have to mention the username is admin and P password is red hat. Then you have to log in into the HTTPS, then // master dot lab dot exam. It is asking, do you want to use secure connection? Insecure connection, yes. Then you can find here. So now if I use OC, who am I? It is showing admin. So either you can do from your laptop like this, or you can directly connect with the master node. So in real time, either you can log in into the master node to work with your like commands like OC commands to prepare and to manage. Apart from that, we can also have OC utility in your OpenShift utilities. Utils, if install in your machine, it is allowed to log in with the authentication. Okay. Again, we will
Sir,
start. Yeah.
sir, in real-time scenario, so if you want to set up this, so we need to have our own playbooks, or the playbooks will be available in GitHub, something we can use.
Yeah. Normally, these are all available in GitHub. If you type origin, OpenShift origin in Google, you will get the option to download it. You can follow that procedure. Apart from that, OpenShift installation configuration documentation also available from Red Hat. That documentation you can follow. Otherwise, you can also follow Red Hat Online also. But Red Hat Online 3.9 is not available. 4. Plus version is available. So when you want to prepare yourself, we have one option is OpenShift Origin. If you type OpenShift Origin in Google, you'll get option to download it. With the help of that, you can follow. But here it is a customized environment where we have playbooks preparing everything related to exam environment, because usually Red Hat Labs will be provided with classroom orientation. I also customized it according to our exam orientation here.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay. So this is
What is
what
the
our,
OS version?
pardon?
What is the OS version of this current OS version of this? I mean, this Red Hat version.
RHEL 7, I think you can just here. 7 version 7.5.
Okay, okay.
Sir, is there any problem in using 8, or why are we using 7?
Because the release compatible with 7.5 or 7 version. So maybe latest version may compatible with 8, but not yet released. If you go to
So,
uh,
so the current version which we are, I mean, OpenShift, are we using 3.3? I mean, what is the
3,
version? Current
3,
version?
3.9, 3.9.
3.9. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So currently certification is available for this version only, or
Yes,
is
for
the
this
latest?
version. For this version only.
Okay.
So here OC version, if you use it, you can find OC version 3.9. 4.2 also available, but nobody has written that exam as of now, and that is also a little bit tough. So we have two objectives. One is subject, as well as we want to pass the exam without having any second chance. This is 3 hours exam. 3 hours exam, you will get 10 questions. 10 questions not sufficient to finish in 3 hours. If you have wide practice, if you have thorough practice, then only you can finish it. It is also showing Kubernetes version, OpenShift version, and if you type Ansible version here, Ansible version here. So Ansible version. See, when you are typing Ansible version, you have to mention minus version. It is using 2.4 version here.
So without Ansible, can't be able to install this OpenShift?
No, it's integrated. So nowadays Ansible is mandatory for every automation kind of environment.
Okay.
Okay. So this history, you can just check it out. What we does here, we are trying to prepare lab setup, and we went to Devo 280 Ansible, and we need to install. One time installation is more than enough. Every time you don't need to install it. Then you can directly connect with the root at master. There you can type OCUAM. Otherwise, you can directly log in with the kind of login option with the help of URL. So it's nothing but web-based login. It's nothing but web-based login. If you have graphical environment is available, you can also open browser and you can type https master.lab.example.com. Then the port number is 443. It will choose https. Then it will ask username is admin. Then password Red Hat. If you enter, you will get environment. GUI environment also available, but that is not much more recommended one, but that is recommended for developers, not for administrator. Whoever learning OpenShift developer course, we recommend graphical. Who are learning OpenShift administration course, we recommend always command line. Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue by 7:30. Whatever the link I shared today, that link is available every day. At the same time, you can click and join.
And
Okay,
one
thank
last
you.
one. So,
Pardon?
uh, so this installation and everything we are going to be see, right? Installations and everything. This is already pre-set up are there, but are we going to see the new installation?
Yeah, we have a chapter to install it, but in that also we are not learning anything. Simply we are learning how to modify few configuration file, not end to end, because it is having lot of playbooks, lot of configuration files, but we are not touching those things. We have two methods we are learning here installation. One is running install.sh, which is taking care about those things automatically. A shell script which is having playbooks, this shell script having playbooks indirectly. If you look at install.sh here.
Sir,
Hmm.
can you also spend a few days or a few hours talking about shell scripting, sir? Because over here there is a huge requirement for people who are proficient in shell scripting,
Okay.
apart from automation.
Okay. So shell scripting basic I will teach you. See, this is nothing but shell script only, right? What do we have? Shell scripting is nothing but whatever the commands we know, we have to start from like this: bin bash, shebang, and bin bash. We have to use it, sh or something. Then this is a kind of function we are using different commands in that: install, Ansible, atomic, OpenShift utils, and whatever the message we are getting 20-30 minutes it is taking, that information you are getting from here. Beginning OCP installation. Echo means it is going to display information to you, and Ansible playbook minus p, whatever the full classroom install YAML, it is going to use it. So,
Like, sir, like for example, string manipulation and uh, if statements and conditional statements
so
to automate something.
for that, I will give one material for you, because I think in your batch I didn't share that material.
No, sir. We only focused on administration part, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
So
regarding
I
the shell script, sir, you told us that you will be giving one link where we can learn the shell scripting in
yeah,
easy way.
one PDF I will give it to go through that. Apart from that, YouTube good videos available. I will also share that one. So if you spend some time with that, it is more than enough. Because for that you need to understand basic overview. But based on your requirement, you have to go
Sir, I
deeper.
think so shell scripting is like more self-explanatory and need more time to practice.
Yeah, like this, for example, I am saying if loop here. If you know if loop, you could understand this one, right? This is nothing but if loop.
If
So in
block, yeah.
if block, you can understand echo message and these things. So apart from that, you can also find these are all writing the commands in line by line and execution in a proper way. That is nothing but self scripting. It is
Like, sir,
going.
assigning variables and uh,
Yeah, for that we need to have a little bit programming knowledge. That's reason I'm saying that I will share document as well as videos link. Based on that, you can learn from scratch level, because shell scripting, whatever we are trying to understand, that is nothing but whatever we know administrative command, that is we are going to copy and paste it. But that is not the case in real time when you want to use a shell script. You need to learn AWK, you need to learn grep, you need to learn SCD
said
sed, and you
said
need to learn if, you need to learn for loop, do, those kind of things we need to have an idea. Okay, so through some examples from the YouTube videos as well as the PDF, you will get clarity. No worry about that, but you need to spend at least
I
10
think,
to 15 days.
yeah, my recommendation is I think W3 school self script is there. I think they'll tell you the basic notes. It's very good tutorial. You can see
Okay.
the concept wise how to use the loop and everything. W3 schools
W3 schools, yeah,
self script
W3
is
schools
I think
also good. Yes, good, correct. W3
uh,
schools is
very very
always
good.
best from the basic level they will cover. Not only this one, which is going to
Yes.
cover a lot of things there.
And one more
Yep.
thing, sir, this W3 schools is also one of the best idea. One more thing, like if you are really new to this shell scripting, we can just go through this shell programming, written by Mr. Yashwant Kanikar. That is like
Yeah,
we can start
yeah.
from the basics like an
No,
engineering
no,
student.
no, no. Actually, for us, we'll get bored when you look into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So, so normally people lost interest based on that only.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Sir,
so
We are in containerized world.
yes, we
Sir,
want always drag and drop, plug and play options.
Sir, knowledge in containers and Kubernetes and AWS and all those technologies and well and good, but sir, over here I've seen a trend of focusing more on bash scripting, sir, especially in Canada and US.
Hmm.
A lot of employers are asking candidates to focus their time like 30 or 40% on job on bash scripting, sir. That's the
Okay.
reason I was asking.
The reason is, see, why I am running install.sh here instead of running my playbook. Playbook is for automation, right? Instead of running my playbooks, I am calling playbooks in shell scripting. Again, it is integrated, right? So your human work is going to reduce by shell script. That's the reason shell script they are recommending. Playbooks are automation for your infrastructure, but you can run, suppose I have 10 to 15 playbooks I want to run based on the specific step or methodology. At that moment, if you have shell script, you can control your playbooks, which one you want to execute first, how to call those things, everything you can just check it out. If you get time after connecting to our lab from tomorrow onwards, you can go through our shell script as well as playbooks. If you have an idea, you will get a little bit knowledge on that here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that will be better, sir. Going through the
Because
So
shell
shell
script.
scripting and
normally taking live examples will help you to understand more about shell scripting.
Because sir, the reason why I brought that up is because sir, automation in Ansible is important in this, but a prerequisite is also to
Shell
be able
script.
to script in Bash
Yes,
also.
yes, yes, that is true. That is true. Because this is the live example for you. To install OpenShift, what we are using shell script only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, I have last question actually. I had to be connected to the office already 12 for me here.
okay. Okay.
Uh, so I mean, yeah, this thing, right? I mean, are we going to get the content? What are the topics we are we going to be discussing this administration training? I mean, to say, can I get any PDF like that?
Actually, PDF we will get only. Let me off the record.